in the background. A brief stop at home for Denver. In fact, they will go to Los Angeles immediately after the game and take on the Clippers at Staples Center tomorrow. Our Gatorade starting lineups. We begin with the Lakers. They have won 18 consecutive games. Glenn Rice at one forward, AC Green at the other forward, Shaquille O'Neal, of course, in the middle. Ron Harper and Kobe Bryant comprise the backcourt. Harper is in his 14th season out of Miami of Ohio. Kobe's now in his 4th year, came right out of high school just south of Philadelphia. The Nuggets will line up this way tonight. Again, just 10 available bodies. Keon Clark, Antonio McDyess, and Raef LaFrentz in the backcourt. James Posey slides down from his small forward spot. He'll play the 2 guard. And Nick Van Exel, in his 7th year out of Cincinnati, will be at the point guard. Phil Jackson, 10 years as an NBA coach. He has 6 rings, all with Chicago. And most believe now that the Lakers, the odds-on favorite to win the NBA championship this year. And you know, it's interesting. After they dispatched of Portland in Portland about a week and a half ago, Scott, the Lakers, excuse me, the Trailblazers have not played well at all.
Yeah, they went on a 4-game streak. I was in Detroit when they broke that streak, beating the Pistons over the weekend. But and they look like the Trailblazers of old. But it's going to be a battle all the way down to the end of the season.
There's the horse, 122 and 138. He said, our guys have to remember we have 20 games left. That's basically 25% of the season. Yeah, the playoffs are a real long shot, but we're professionals. We're a young team, and I expect us to get better and play hard the rest of the way. They have 9 games at home and 11 on the road. The Nuggets are 26-36, and they've been pretty good here at Pepsi Center. 20 wins against 12 losses. Our crew tonight working the game, former player Leon Wood, Bernie Fryer, Ted Bernhardt. So pretty good crew tonight, and the Nuggets control the tap. The only meeting in Denver this year, the Nuggets beat the Los Angeles Lakers. 93-82 was the final. Shot clock down to 8. Here's LaFrentz, checked by Rice, and the jumper a little bit short. Shaq has his first rebound.
2 things with that. With no traditional point guard for Los Angeles, look for Nick to be more aggressive. Kobe matched up with him, and with Rice on the French, the Nuggets want a better shot than a fadeaway 15, 18-foot jump shot.
Out of the triangle offense, Shaq, good pass. Harper has it rejected right to O'Neal. 3 on the shot clock. Shaq's jumper's good.
And Shaq coming down actually grimaced.
And Posey had it broken up. Glenn Rice looking for a guard. Ron Harper off to AC Green. 1,092 consecutive games for AC Green, and that's not a good sign. Quick foul on Raef LaFrentz. His last 2 ball games, because of foul trouble, he's played just 16.5 minutes on average each night.
Pick and roll that time with AC and Shaq, kind of a strange formation, but when you get into this triple or this triangle offense, you'll see a lot of different things.
That goes to the finger roll.
Another guy that's kind of strange. You put McDyess on Shaq, and another guy the Nuggets have been struggling to keep into games this season.
Here's Posey, jump shot, and the rebound of LaFrentz.
Denver needs a bucket here. You don't want to get down too far to the Lakers.
And Raef drills a 3 and all day to survey it and get comfortable.
See, and I think when the Nuggets play well against the Lakers, last year with a win here, this year with a win, LaFrentz, I think, is a big key. He's got to make Shaq be active.
And Rice couldn't match the 3, and Van Exel has the basketball. McDyess over AC Green, put that one in the book.
You know, you look at Denver, and if they win today, as you said in the open, they're going to be able to split the season series with Los Angeles. Why can they do that? Well, I don't think anybody can guard McDyess for Los Angeles, and I think Raef gives Shaq a lot of problems.
If he can pull him away from the basket. Rice off the dribble, firing, and a good box out by the Nuggets, and then the loose ball comes to Harper. And look at that AC Green. He just fumbled it.
Slipped down his hands, couldn't grab it, had been traveling.
Clark at the other end. And I think Keon will have to play well again tonight for the Nuggets to have a good shot.
I think when Denver gets possession of the basketball through rebound, steal, whatever, they've got to do just that. They've got to push the tempo.
A foul is called Antonio McDyess, so he tried to get out of the way. So O'Neal will go to the line. First on McDyess.
Watch this. There's the little ball go over the air by AC. Raef runs it down, kicks it out quickly. Everybody running the lane. You'll see Keon come up to the left. Quick layup. But you see that 3-on-2. If you get a lot of those in the contest, you'll win the majority of the games.
Shaq has a well-documented new routine at the line, and he's been shooting much, much better over the last several weeks.
Still a 50% free throw shooting.
But the first time the Nuggets saw him, he was in the low 30s.
Yeah, 30s and got to 40s. Much better, but they still put a warning on the tickets around NBA arenas for the first row to watch out for bricks whenever Shaq shoots free throws. We're not liable if you get hit by one.
Is that how it works? 7-5, the Nuggets lead by 2. Drew Goodman, Scott Hastings, Todd Lipke, and we're happy you're with us tonight. And as always on Fox Sports Net. Nick against Bryant, now McDyess over AC Green again, and that one a little too strong. Drive, and that's goaltending. James Posey got it evidently on the way down.
Either on the way down or up off the glass, but the Lakers doing a nice job swinging the ball out. Shaq didn't have it, and then Kobe just takes and goes. Ball got the glass, and then James with the hand. Smart player, especially early in the game. You don't have anything going, clock's going down, take it to the basket.
And that time McDyess went right to the middle and hit the little jumper in the lane. 4 for Antonio at 35 in that loss to Orlando by 3 the other night. And that's an air ball basically from Bryant. Bounce pass. Oh, a gorgeous pass. And James Posey deposits it.
Smart play, and I think Denver has to do this as well. You got to wear out the stars of the other team. You get possession. Posey that time. Kobe's going to look at the miss, make him run. Try to wear him out, affect his game late.
AC Green didn't see anything going on, so he took it to the glass. Nuggets by 2, 11-9.
Kobe on Nick. See if Kobe can Nick can kind of push it.
That's a good sign. Van Exel been struggling with his shot. He buries his initial look. Glenn Rice is going to say before long, why is this guy with the longest arms I've ever seen covering me?
And Glenn Rice not as quick as he once was. And I tell you what else it does. It takes away Glenn Rice posting up a little bit.
I don't know if that was a shot or a pass. Whatever it was ugly.
Watch his pass on a fast break. Just a quick bounce pass. Got his feet settled. Posey running. Kobe 3 or 4 steps behind him.
That was as pretty a long bounce pass as you'll ever see. Nuggets looking to extend the lead.
Denver pretty hot, 6 of 9. Taking fairly good shots.
And Bryant will reach in on Van Exel. That'll be the first on Kobe. And we have a timeout. 6:57 to go in the first quarter. Nick gift wraps this one. And the Nuggets lead by 4. 1-1-1-1. Nuggets family nights. Always a hit. Nick Van Exel with 4 assists. The Lakers without one so far. 14 on the shot clock for Denver. Nuggets with a short bench tonight. Van Exel works his way inside, and a loose basketball finally stabbed by the Lakers. Numbers right, 3 on 2. Bryant. And a good job by Raef LaFrentz, bumping him initially. Something you wanted to see him do. Outside, Bryant misses the 3. AC taps at it, no go.
Keon's is going to get himself in trouble. He doesn't start blocking out, though, underneath the basket.
McDyess lost it off of Glenn Rice's size 17s.
Nick just kind of dropping it off. Antonio not really ready for it. Watch, drops to him, hits him in the knee. I thought the ball hit McDyess's foot, and it did.
The Nuggets get a little break.
Keon's either got to shoot it or cut. Smart play by AC, just sucked in on the post. Keon's got to pass it, cut through.
Wind must have knocked that off target.
Ushers right now running up to the main concourse, shutting all the exterior doors.
That's a block on James Posey. Leon Wood with the call.
Looked like Pose got in the way. Still kind of moving. Usually you'll see that as a no call because Kobe spun out of it. Pose almost there in time.
5 to shoot it. Glenn Rice on a drive. And Rice put it up about 9'10", but it crawled over the rim. First hoop for the 11-year star out of Michigan. Nuggets cross screen. McDyess has it. And over AC Green again with his favorite move, that turnaround jumper. McDyess has 6. The 35 points he scored in Orlando, his second best output of the season. He had 40 against Vancouver.
Double right away by Van Exel. Doesn't matter though, you have the cutter just get through.
Actually, it was 40 against Houston. Here's Van Exel, pull up 3. And Raef got boxed out with a forearm from Ron Harper.
He's got to put a body, and that's a good point right there. Harper put his arm over, got it kind of in front of Raef's hands. And that time Keon a little slow and sloppy on Glenn Rice. Got to know who you're guarding.
And you don't want to leave him alone at 3-point range. 66 triple of the year for Rice. He's been one of the game's best 3-point shooters. Nuggets by 1. LaFrentz, good move. They wouldn't stay for him.
That's a better move than the one we saw a while ago where he faded away baseline. Got to the basket, an opportunity maybe to get an offensive rebound.
Shaq, offensive foul.
New call, Drew. That's the dislodge call. We've talked about it early in the year. It's almost like we forgot about some of those rules over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Watch this little shoulder into McDyess. He can't do anything. Good job by the official on the baseline calling.
You know, that little shoulder to the solar plexus, that's got to feel great.
Let me tell you what, Shaq weighs like 492 pounds. It's been documented, 492 pounds. Usually those guys weigh that much are shut-ins. This guy's out the best player in the NBA. He puts a shoulder into you, you're moving.
Yeah, I think if they held the MVP vote right now, there would be near unanimity that Shaq would be the MVP. Player of the month in November and also February. Rice saves it. That's a Nugget turnover. The Lakers can take the lead. Harper down the lane, and he is fouled. A reach-in foul on LaFrentz, and that's number 2 on Raef.
Go either way. Bad job and a smart job at the same time. Harper, kind of a veteran, sees that the defenders for Denver, with their backs to him, never saw the break coming. Just took it to the hole.
Chris Gatling will come in for Raef LaFrentz. There's Gatling, 12.5 points a game. And better than 6 rebounds a night. He's probably going to have to play a lot of minutes this evening. A reminder, the last word comes your way tonight at 11:30 in the Mountain Time Zone on Fox Sports Net. Guests, the head coaches of NCAA participants UConn and Ohio State. That's Jim Calhoun and Jim O'Brien. The tournament getting ready to roll. March Madness on the last word with Jim Rome tonight. First 2 points of the game for Harper. Back off Keon. Shaq gives him about 6 feet on the switch. Here's McDyess, 5 to shoot it. McDyess off the Gatling. Nuggets never get a shot.
See, Andrew, sorry, McDyess, 1, has got to know better. 2, that's the problem when you run a tall guy, a guy who's not known for a shooter, and Keon Clark is your small forward.
The Lakers call time. They lead by 1.
condone it, and certainly we don't condone it as coaches, I think understood the situation. And maybe it will bring us together a little bit. But I know one thing, it's not going to be easy not having George tonight.
And that is so true. As we saw a while ago, Keon Clark has been given 3 or 4 wide open opportunities to shoot. LA, I think, is going to call a quick 22nd. But Keon will not take the shot. He did one time. He shoots an air ball.
And you know what? This is not unusual. You say, hey, Lakers won 18 in a row. They're the best record in the NBA. They're coming out of a timeout. Why do they call it 20? Phil Jackson will do this. If he doesn't like what he saw and how a play was executed, he'll call a 20-second timeout.
Yeah, and he put in Shaw and just put in Shaw in the game for Harper. So he got a new mix in there. And it also might have been something that Denver did to switch things up a little bit. McDyess was still on Shaq down low. Keon was still on Glenn Rice. Maybe they just confused the other couple guys.
Let's quickly check in with Todd Lichty. Todd?
Thanks, Drew. Well, Scott, you just talked about Keon Clark's outside shooting. At the last timeout, Dan Issel told Keon, I don't care if they take 5 shots and they're all air balls from the outside. If they're giving it to you, keep taking it. I know they're going to start going in. Guys?
All right, Todd, thanks. That's interesting because we watch Keon shoot before games all the time, and he has a pretty good stroke.
Shoots a lot of outside jumpers. Shooting over 50%. But he's got to have confidence.
Yeah, here's an outside stroke from McDyess, and James Posey trying to bank it in off the shot clock.
So you look at this team. Here's the one thing I got a problem with how you play Los Angeles. Shaq is imposing, averaging over 3 blocks a game, and this guy's a monster. And I understand that. Get him involved in some pick and rolls, and if you do that and you keep him outside, who on this team is going to block a shot? Other than Shaq, who on this team, or in the past, has been known to, but other than that, no one's going to block a shot. And yet you turn around and you shoot jumpers, you're helping them out.
And a whistle on McDyess, and now the Nuggets have problems. 2:41 to go in the quarter. McDyess has picked up his second.
Looked like McDyess got a little arm on Shaq's elbow. Is what the call was. He doesn't obviously agree with it. Pretty close, made a little wrist. Shaq shoots such a flat free throw, and even his turnaround jump shots. I mean, they're so flat. McDyess can actually, if you can get the confidence, you back up away from him a little bit, and you can almost block the shot jumping late.
Bryant Bowen and Popeye Jones in the game. McDyess and Posey out.
But now who guards Shaq? You put Popeye on because of the size and strength.
I think that's the only option right now, isn't it? There's Gatling from the perimeter. And Chris Gatling connects.
Well, the 2 guys on the floor that are got to be scorers as far as making offensive things happen. It's got to be Nick and it's got to be Chris. Now you want Bowen and Keon to pick up a lot of garbage stuff.
Shaq's off, and an easy rebound for Gatling. Then Exel against Brian Shaw. LA's done a very good job on the defensive glass. Here's Glenn Rice firing. That rolls out, and Gatling has it away to Van Exel. One-on-one with Shaw. And Nick trying to give it up. Nearly turned it over. Went off of Bryant. The Nuggets will hold on with 1:48 to go in the quarter, trailing 18-17. Robert Horry is going to come in for Los Angeles, and AC Green will check out. You know, Scott, during this streak, Phil Jackson was telling us before the game, the first 16-game streak, he said, we played better defense. On this streak, they've played better offensively, but he's not thrilled with how they've played defensively.
Well, you start scoring a lot of points and scoring them easily. You start to want to just score points. And that's what happens. Probably what Phil was talking about.
Glenn Rice reaches in on Keon Clark. Get all of the day's scores, highlights, and breaking stories every night at 6 p.m. Mountain on Fox Sports News. Tonight, weeknights at 6, right here on Fox Sports Net.
Keon making the first one, ties the game. Maybe you go to Keon, who converts on both free throws now in the post, because now you get a guy like Glenn Rice having to defend him. And another thing, watch Bowen on Kobe. if Denver can get possession of the ball, see if he didn't try to run Kobe up and down the floor.
He gets Kobe to take a tough shot. Pretty good defense there by Bowen.
They've now switched Kobe over on Van Exel.
Gatling on a drive. And he is fouled before he gets to O'Neal. Robert Horry with the reach in.
And I would do this all day long against the Los Angeles Lakers. I would play pick and roll no matter what situation you want to get into. And then I would turn and go to the basket. Now, Shaq, if he's not involved and he's underneath, he's going to block some shots, especially if you lay a lot of floaters up there. What happens if you take it to the basket and try to dunk on it? You're going to get some fouls on Shaquille O'Neal. And look at the level between your starting center and who's going to come off the bench. I mean, if you want to beat this streak and beat the Los Angeles Lakers, you can do it if Shaq's sitting on the bench.
So you're suggesting that Phil Jackson would rather have Shaq on the floor than Travis Knight?
I'm assuming, and I know when you assume what that can do to you, but I really think that's how you beat the Los Angeles Lakers. I think they win a lot of games on reputation and fear.
This is on Popeye Jones trying to dislodge Shaquille O'Neal from the paint, and Shaq will go to the line as the Nuggets are over the limit. You know, Popeye's a pretty good sized man, 6'8", about 255 pounds. He looks like Shaq's little brother. And the aforementioned Travis Knight on cue, but this time he's coming in from Glenn Rice.
Move Robert Horry will play the last minute 5 of this quarter anyway. Will play the 3 position. Horry's one of those guys that you got to watch out. Shooting 34 from the 3-point line, but a guy that will take some threes on you if you don't watch it.
Shaq, after missing a couple in a row, hits 2 in a row. So he's 3 of 6 tonight from the line. 21-20, inside a minute to play in the first. Denver by 1. Gatling against Horry. Gatling goes to the hook. And Robert Horry steps upstairs for the rebound. Ahead of the field, Shaq. And lays it in.
Tell you what, nice hustle by the big fella and a nice job of catching, keeping the ball high, and then turning, using the pivot foot and going right to the basket. That's the one thing and why he shoots such a high percentage, because he's always trying to get the ball to the rim.
Travis Knight bumping Keon Clark. And that'll be the first on Knight. And Keon will get a couple of free throws as the Lakers are over the limit.
But there's the missed hook. Shaq sees that Horry gets a rebound, out left to Shaw. Shaw sees Shaq, and then watch, see him turning, always going to the rim. Well, not everybody's 7'2" and 492 pounds and stronger than Superman. But Shaq, that is, you use what you got and use your abilities. I think the one knock I ever had on Wilt Chamberlain was, as good as he was, he didn't do that and could have done it all the time he wanted.
20 to go in the period, 13 on the shot clock. Horry nearly lost it. Now Bryant Shaw for 3, and he drops it through. Just his 7th triple of the year for Shaw. And the Lakers go on top by 2. 6 seconds to go. Van Exel glances at the shot clock. One-on-one with Bryant. Off to Popeye for 3. And the first quarter's history, the Lakers trying to extend their 18-game win streak. They're in Denver tonight in front of a sellout crowd. They have a 2-point advantage through 12 minutes.
TV.
The Last Word. Weeknights at 6:30 and 11:30 Mountain on Fox Sports Net.
Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Lexus and their relentless pursuit of perfection. And by Corona. Change your whole attitude with Corona beer. Inside Pepsi Center, Drew Goodman, Scott Hastings, Todd Lichty. The Nuggets trailing the Lakers by 2. And they'll start the second quarter with Chris Herron at the point. Joined on the floor by Ryan Bowen, Keon Clark, Chris Gatling and Raef LaFrentz. So it's Chris Herron and 4 forwards. Bryant Shaw is out there, Rick Fox, Shaq, Kobe, and Robert Ory. Shaw posting up on the smaller Herron. And a good pass to Fox, and the ball wouldn't stay down. Here's Keon bringing it up the floor.
Nice job on somebody underneath the basket, trying to keep a body between the ball and Shaq.
Here's Raef, another 3 ball, and that's way short. He had one earlier. And Bryant will bring it up. Shaq is fouled. Chris Gatling got him on the feed from Kobe Bryant.
Real fortunate right there by Gatling that Shaq missed the basket. Now have to earn it from the free throw line. We'll just box out underneath. Is it Bowen? Yeah, watch Bowen get in front of Shaq. Not sure the ball's like it. Look at him keep him out. And that's a smaller guy on a bigger guy, which means a guard can do it to a forward or whatever. But just fundamental basketball by Ryan Bowen there.
Phil Jackson challenged Shaquille O'Neal early in the season to start hitting his free throws, because if you recall, early in the year in crunch time, Phil Jackson had Shaq on the bench.
Yeah. If you go back to the game, the real close one in Los Angeles last time these two teams met, Shaq was huge down the stretch, 3 or 4 layups right in a row that started their comeback.
Keon hits the jumper. Dan Issel, as Todd Lichty let us know a while ago, said, hey, if they leave you alone, shoot it. And Dan just went up before and he said, Keon, I told you, shoot it. Here's Shaq turning around.
So you got Shaq in the game. Even if you got skinny guys, you got to try to find what little meat you got and get it on him.
That's on Rick Fox.
Rick Fox not agreeing with Leon. That's the new rules. All the big boys are in town with the league meetings going on in Denver this weekend. They're watching the calls.
Yeah, see across the way, David Stern, Russ Granick, Rod Thorne, all sitting next to one another. Lakers by 4. Raef might have had a layup, but he couldn't handle the basketball.
But and that right there is equated to a receiver going across the middle, feeling he's wide open, but he's going to take that one peek to see where he's running next, or maybe even peek at a defender, and drops an easy and a great pass.
Now Raef for the perimeter, no good. Tapped that by Bowen. And Shaw, lead pass, Shaq, and I don't even know if he realized Chris Herron was around, but he blew the layup. Here's Herron, leading a 5-on-4. Shaq trailing the play. Keon trying to go quickly, forgot something.
Yeah, with a lot of turnovers, and really turnovers that were unforced.
Bryant misses, Clark pulls it down. Neither team could score here in the opening minutes of the second quarter. Gatling takes a look, and an offensive foul is called on Herron, setting the screen.
Can't be moving. Let's see, Herron dishes it off, and then grabs a hold of Robert Ory. Not a smart play by Chris.
Posey in, Keon Clark out. 10:01 to go in the second. The Lakers by 4. Assist to turnover. Assist the Lakers with just 2 assists and only 1 turnover. That's good for them. Nuggets have had trouble with turnovers of late. Fox right through the 5-hole of Robert Ory. Patrick Waugh will have to teach him the butterfly. 29-25 Lakers. Back in a moment.
Let's fish.
Let's do it.
The Lexus RX 300. Unlike other sport utility vehicles, it's the first luxury SUV that doesn't ride like a truck.
We're out of here.
Yeah. What?
The RX 300 at Cooney Lexus and Stevenson Lexus.
Remember when you were a kid and no matter what went wrong, No matter how much didn't go your way, there was one place that could always make you smile. McDonald's. And it's still the place. Only now the smiles are even bigger because our service is more convenient. Our food's prepared fresh when you order it, and our values are just as great. Like 2 Cajun McChicken sandwiches for $2, 2 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches for $2, or one of each. So where are you going to go for your next smile? Did somebody say McDonald's?
The best sports value in town is now the best sports value for families. Denver Nuggets Family Nights are an awesome deal. Get 4 tickets, 4 Pizza Hut pizzas, 4 Pepsis, and 2 micro mini balls for only $59. And don't miss Antonio McDyess, Nick Van Exel, Raef LaFrentz, and the crazy antics of Super Mascot Rocky. Check the Denver Post for upcoming Family Night games and stop by the Pepsi Center box office or any Ticketmaster outlet or call 303-830-TIXS and order your Family Night tickets today.
The Lakers leading the Nuggets by 4, 29-25, 9:48 to go in the second quarter. A reminder, why not have your office party, birthday party, or any group function in a Nuggets game this season? You can get discounts for groups of 20 or more. So give the Nuggets a call, 303-405-1212. There's David Stern and Russ Granick. And you can see about half, and there is. And hands out all of the fines, Rod Thorne to Russ Granick's left. And they all really enjoyed Rocky the last commercial break. Herring turns it over. Rick Fox pushing it up the floor. David Stern practically rolling in the aisle at the antics of Rocky. Travis Knight turnaround. And the rebound snatched by Gatling. Lakers have missed their last 4 or 5 shots. And Posey traveled. Both teams shooting in the 30s.
Well, the Nuggets in 3 minutes of play here in the second quarter have scored 2 points. And it's always, when they lose games, it's always that one quarter that for some reason they don't show up.
Derek Fisher off to Rick Fox. His 3 is off and climbs over the backboard. Denver will have it.
Denver with 4 turnovers in that first quarter and 3 minutes, as I said, already 3. And that's 2, and a lot of them unforced. Travel, drop a basketball, and yet they're still in this game. That means they could be up in this game.
Yeah, the Lakers just 1 of 6 in the quarter. Gatling against Travis Knight, 10 on the shot clock. Ori goes to help. That's an air ball and a good box out by Bryant Shaw. Running with Fisher and Ori. And that pass is kicked out of bounds.
Should have been maybe a kick. It looked like a ball went off Ryan's leg. No call. Neither team very hot in this game.
Go Ryan. Ryan.
Ori plants his feet and kisses it off the glass. Robert Ori, 8th year out of Alabama. Lakers by 6. Their largest advantage.
Now, think about this. Nuggets haven't scored much this quarter. And when's the last time you saw someone take the ball to the basket?
And Knight swats Gatling's shot away. Here's Fisher. Knight, Shaw, Fisher, Ori, and Rick Fox. And that was well done, except Bryant Shaw missed a reverse layup.
Well, that is the art of really the triangle defense. They took advantage of an aggressive Brian Bowen tonight in the corner. Hits the post, quick back cut. Shaw just missed the easy layup.
Herring goes to his left hand. Pretty move by the rookie Herring.
I was talking with Chris before the game, trying to pump him up, and he's got to look at guys he plays and realize his capabilities. Against this team, he can get to the basket. He's got to look to that once in a while, especially when a team's struggling to score.
Fox faked the pass one way and then rolled right past James Posey. First 2 for Rick Fox, 33-27 Los Angeles.
Here's a Posey. He's got to get better. He's got to get him back to the basket game.
And Rick Fox reaches in on James Posey, who's in the act, so Posey will get a couple of free throws. Look again at that move by Chris Herring.
A little hesitation, kind of a semi-screen. Nice job, as you described it, switching it over to that left hand. But I think Herring is the kind of guy, he's a confidence guy. He's got to get his offense of confidence up. I mean, we saw that right there, 8 assists. That's not bad. But he's got to get some points on the board when he backs up Nick Van Exel.
Dan Issel was saying earlier tonight that he's really happy the way Chris Herron played on the road trip. Didn't look to score much, but distributed the basketball, made good decisions, and he was able to cut down on Nick Van Exel's minutes. Of course, Nick cut down on his own minutes in Orlando, getting tossed out after 13 minutes on the floor. And he's getting an extended break here. Foul is on Herron. That's 2 on Herron. The Nuggets have lost 5 in a row and 7 of 8. 2 of their last 4 losses, they've shot better than 51% from the floor, but still lost. Ori for 3. And that's a foul on Fox. He just grabbed James Posey out of the way. And that's going to be 3 on Rick Fox. And it also will bring a stoppage in play. 33-29 Lakers.
They haven't seen it yet. They're bound to say something.
You know them. Never at a loss for words.
Chevy Silverado. More headroom, legroom, and more maximum towing capacity than Ford F-150 or Dodge Ram 1500.
So, where do you want this stuff?
Silverado. It's the truck.
Act like they've never seen a truck before.
Now get a Silverado with 3.9% APR financing for up to 36 months.
It's Home Base Design and Decorate Days, where you can stretch your decorating dollars with incredible base buys in our home decor departments, like rugs, lighting, window treatments, and bath. Hand-painted library collection furniture is a special purchase of $49.99 to $99.99 each. Now get 15% off the everyday low price on all in-stock area rugs, and get 10% off the everyday low price on 2-inch plantation blinds. Design and Decorate Days end soon, so go to the base. Home Base. We've got all the bases covered.
Drew Goodman, Scott Hastings, Todd Lichty from Pepsi Center. The Lakers leading the Nuggets by 4. With 6:56 to go in the second quarter. Looking to put your sports knowledge to the test, and be sure to tune in to Sports Geniuses, the new nightly game show that'll challenge the most knowledgeable of sports fans. Sports Geniuses premieres March 27th on Fox Sports Net. Check local listings. Antonio McDyess is back on the floor. As you see James Posey. He's out there with Ryan Bowen, Raef LaFrentz, and Chris Herron. Bryant back in there. Glenn Rice and Shaq also back on the floor. Ori and Fisher make out the 5 for Phil Jackson's Lakers. Ori's on the ground, and McDyess shoots the jumper from up top. Tapped that once by Denver. Have they gotten an offensive rebound tonight?
It's been a pretty good job by Los Angeles blocking out, but it's also been a poor job of Denver having anybody work the glass. Bowen and LaFrentz that time, but no one else.
Fisher from 21. Derek Fisher averaging 7 a game with his first 2, 35-29. And now Shaq's back out there. But you made a great point earlier, Scott. The Nuggets did not look to take it to the hole when Shaq was not on the floor.
They need to start being an understanding what they can do.
Well, Shaq blocked that one, but the intent by Herron was good. Now a whistle, and they'll hand the ball to L.A.
Herron doing a nice job. A good job by Shaq. They'll follow the play. That's where you want defensively or offensively, actually. Got to grab a little shirt, got to hold him down. Gets to the basket, just reads it. But a nice job of Herron, maybe getting to the basket, trying anyway to get to the basket.
Keon Clark has come back in for Denver. Ryan Bowen out. Next whistle, Van Exel will come in for Herron. In to Shaq, and he uses his left hand.
Well, Antonio hasn't moved his feet all night trying to defend Shaquille, and now with 2 fouls, especially just allows Shaq to do whatever he wants to do.
Here's McDyess barreling in, and he's hacked on the arm. The foul is on O'Neal. That's number 2. And here comes Nick Van Exel into the game. Last 2 games, 1 of 13 from the floor, 3 points. He did hit his first look of the night, but then missed his next 3. Dan Issel tutoring his young backup point guard. The Lakers lead by 8. That's their biggest advantage. 5.5 to go in the first half.
Dives twice in the post, didn't even look to make a move, and then takes a fadeaway jump shot. What a smart play right there by Antonio.
There's the 6 points in almost 7 minutes here in the quarter. Shaq off. Knocked away from behind. Derek Fisher with the basketball. Ori made the steal. Bryant takes the rebound from McDyess.
Tell you what, the one thing Kobe does is work. Saved his team 2 points right there. First it was Ori with the steal, and then a nice job by Kobe fighting the much bigger Antonio McDyess for the basketball.
And though the Lakers haven't played great, they lead by 10. James Posey makes it an 8-point game. 6 points for Posey.
Bryant trying to go over the top of the screen, just got lost. James recognizing that, had the wide open shot.
Shaq from the high post wants Bryant. Kobe, well, that's next to impossible to stop. What a great first step he has.
Yeah, Posey's got to see him. You got to give them a step. Nice move by Keon. Posey's got to get when he gets Bryant on the block, he's got to give him a step. And what I mean is you got to back off of him, you know, a yard or so. He's big enough to contest the jump shot, but you're right up to him. You're giving him in the middle of the floor. Kobe's going to take advantage of that.
Keon Clark with 10 in the game. Fisher from 20 hits again.
Fisher's one of those guys that kind of gets on a roll shooters hit his last 3 shots. Kobe trying to work defensively. This is good. This will take something out of him.
Keon trying to stab at it. McDyess trying to grab it. And Posey trying to grab it. And a tackle by Derek Fisher. And Fisher picks up the foul. That's his first.
Watch his move. Feet in there. Now see where Posey is? Posey stays baseline side. He's saying go to the middle. Go to the middle. Go to the middle. Well, guess what he's going to do? He's going to go to the middle. Nick is your Knicks help side defender. Stand there and watch it. Now, if the defensive scheme is to allow the post players to get to the middle, that means the Knicks guy has to cut that drive off. Knicks just stand there watching. Kobe with an easy layup.
Lakers over the limit. Posey drains another free throw. Averaging about 10.5 points his last 3 ball games. He's already set a Nugget rookie record for threes in a season. He has 48. Pretty solid pick for the number 18 selection. Wouldn't you agree?
Good player. Talking to some guys this weekend about the Denver Nuggets. We're talking about James. So he's actually an NBA player that likes to play defense, which has been a rarity over the last couple of years.
Bryant got 6 fakes and over Antonio McDyess. I think McDyess might even touch that. Bryant 4 of 10. He's got 8. And the lead back to 10. And an illegal defense call against the Lakers. That'll bring a warning. And also will bring a timeout. 2:53 to go in the first half.
Why does Ford Windstar offer you the most safety of any minivan on the planet? With the government's highest rating in front and side impact crash tests? Why is Windstar built to protect passengers in both front seats and both rear seats better than any other vehicle? We have kids too. Get 0.9 financing or $1,500 cash back on WinStar and get more of something you can't put a price on. Safety. Only at your Rocky Mountain Ford store.
QEA, the multinational conglomerate, originated by fluent factories in Kansas, Oklahoma. Sources close to
Ever get the feeling some people just stop trying? At Avis, we take a novel approach to service. We give it.
Okay, people, we got work to do. It's time to boogie. 5, 7, 6, 8. We take our job as NBA dance consultants very seriously. I need more. Like this. We have to feel the music. River dance. I used to be able to do this. Nice. I like it. Woo! Get it up now, get it up!
Are you guys sure about this?
Absolutely.
I'm Rob Doolan in Los Angeles. Coming up on the Halftime Report, I'll be joined by Reggie Theus. We'll have scores, plus an update on Phoenix forward Tom Gugliotta's season-ending knee injury.
All right, we're looking forward to hearing more from Ron and Reggie at halftime. They'll take you around the league, get you caught up on all of the happenings. 45-35 here. The Lakers lead by 10. Look at this move by Kobe.
It's a great move. Watch Gatling. Kobe knows Gatling's a shot blocker. A little head fake, and is able to step underneath him. And there's, I always say this during the broadcast, you know, a teaching point for kids. He's not left-handed. But what hand did he use? Because where was the defense? And if you can use both hands around the basket, it makes you a total threat.
Robert Horry with a reach-in foul, and that'll mean free throws for Chris Gatling. And it wasn't just around the basket. That was one of those extended layups. He put it up high on the glass.
I tell my girls that I coach, kind of a mini hook, where you're just kind of stepping around and having to get it up high off the backboard.
This has it roll out. Time for a Ford trivia question of the night. Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal are involved. We'll show you that momentarily as Gatman goes 1 of 2.
Shaq has not left the lane. No 3 seconds. That's an offensive foul not called. Gets that big meat hook of an arm. Looks like the entire Pig family from the state of Arkansas on that one shoulder, that one arm. Just wraps it around McDyess and scores.
There's McDyess, good looking move. As the Nuggets get aggressive on offense, but they trail by 9. Rice quickly at the other end.
Now see, he had the big pig farm. Rice just got a little pork on his arm, and he used that to shield the basketball away from Keon to score.
Gatman with a triple. Nuggets needed that in a big way. 8 for Gatling, 49-41, inside 2 minutes to play. Raef LaFrentz next whistle. And from behind, Keon Clark fouled Shaquille O'Neal. And now we'll check out our Ford trivia question. As Shaq gets ready to shoot free throws. Bryant and O'Neal each with more than 35 last night. Shaq had 39, Kobe a career-high 40. Who are the last 2 Lakers in the same game to surpass 35 points? Our only hint is that it's been a while.
I could have a guess, but what generation are we talking? A while? Are you seriously a while?
We were both alive.
Like was Wilt Chamberlain would be someone I would think about. Maybe Jerry West and Chamberlain.
It's not a bad guess. I'm not telling you if it's the right guess.
Or it could be a Jabbar and a Magic.
That's a pretty good guess as well. 50-41, Gatling on a drive, and that's goaltending. Good move by Chris Gatling. And the Nuggets within 7.
That's what I liked about the move is was able to kind of swing the ball in and out of traffic, picks it up, look in and then out. Easy call of goaltending, but how high is Kobe coming from the weak side? A little quicker, he might have gotten that shot legally.
And Dan Issel gets McDyess out of there. Popeye Jones, the final 1.5, will cover Shaq. Keon out there, Posey, Gatling, and Van Exel. And a quiet first half for Nick Van Exel. Just 2 points. He does have 7 assists. He's 1 of 4 shooting. Bryant way short. And Nick stabs at it, comes to Gatling. Nuggets a chance to get it to 5.
Nuggets have not played well. They're still in the game. No call on Bryant on Van Exel.
Nick trying to do it against Bryant. Here's Posey off the dribble. And an easy rebound for O'Neal.
Not the shot you want in that situation. Give and go.
Rice with a 2.
So you take a questionable shot as far as whether it's good or not, and then all of a sudden you give up a long 2, almost a 3 there. It's a 4-point play in essence. You get a 4 shot in a hurry, and then all of a sudden they come back and score on it.
And Gatling again fouled by Robert Horry. Horry cannot check Chris Gatling. And Gatling is taking advantage. She's got 10 in the game, looking for a couple of more. Of course, like what's on tap tomorrow. Again, we'll be in Los Angeles. The Nuggets will take on the Clippers on Fox Sports Net. Then a return engagement here on Friday with the Clips. And then Saturday, another back-to-back affair for Denver. They'll be in San Antonio. And the Nuggets will see Sean Elliott not working a television broadcast, but as a player. What a great story. What a tremendous story. Kidney transplant. And tonight, he is going to play basketball in the NBA.
And obviously you want everything to go well, be healthy. Kind of a scary situation for me, I would think, if I were in his shoes to play. What a great guy too. And really, and Ron and Reggie will talk about it at halftime. You know, you can talk Duncan, you can talk Robinson. Reggie's the heart and soul of that team.
Yep. And they've missed him at times this year. Rice will spot up for 3, and he drains this one. Glenn Rice has 12 rather quiet points, 55-45. The Lakers back up by 10. Van Exel against Fisher. The Nuggets spread the floor. 4-second differential on the 2 clocks. Gatling gets another one for 3. Now the Nuggets have to dig in for 10 seconds. Bryant, Shaq. That's a pretty good job. Gatling gets bumped by Fisher. And Fisher gets called for the foul. A wonderful, and I mean wonderful, acting job by Chris Gatling. Chris got bumped out of midcourt and landed on our lap.
And Gatling just winked at the coaches. There's that last drive. Popeye trying to take a charge, no call. And then there's, luckily, a no call as James Posey just got into a Shaquille O'Neal poster. Shaquille O'Neal poster. Look for it next year in all your footwear stores with James Posey underneath.
You know what? I'm still laughing at Gatling. He got bumped and just sprawled for 30 feet as if Derek Fisher was Lawrence Taylor.
Well, and I tell you what, Fisher's pretty strong. I mean, that's a strong man, but you're right. He flopped it. And the funny thing, because it's right in front of you and I, he looks down at John Lucas and winks at him right in front of us.
And Derek never moved. I mean, you're right. Derek's got some pretty good guns on him for a guy who's about 6 feet tall.
But Derek stuck an arm out there. I mean, the intent was there. I mean, he stuck an elbow out, put it in the chest, but not enough to obviously knock the guy down.
They go long for Shaq, and you know what? He had both hands on it, and he dropped it. 1.3 left, and they're going to give it to should be Denver basketball. No?
Look like they're saying it went off of Shaq's hands and into or off of the back of Posey. But now here's your problem. You've got all this meat. Well, that hit Kobe. That should have been out on Kobe Bryant. It did hit Posey's back, but it also hit Bryant. They're going to lob this to O'Neal. I hope someone realizes that.
And that's why they have Keon now on Shaq. Here's the lob, and Shaq makes good at the horn. Almost an indefensible situation.
No, it isn't. You surround it. It's not indefensible. It's called not being smart. One guy around the biggest, strongest man in the NBA. And that's not a good way to end this.
59-50 is how the period ends. Shaq has 22. When we return, we'll take you to our Fox Network Center in Los Angeles for the halftime report with Ron Thulin and Reggie Theus. Lakers by 9. Todd Lichty with the horse.
Dan, you guys did a pretty good job defensively in the first half, but they still had 59 points. How do you slow this Laker juggernaut down?
That's a good question. If you have any ideas, I'm open for suggestions. You know, they've got more weapons than just Kobe and Shaq, and those two guys are so tough to guard. But you know, you just got to keep hammering away. I thought we played pretty well. We missed some open jump shots. We start making our open shots, we can make a game of this.
Okay, Dan. Good luck. Thanks. Drew?
And a good start for the Nuggets. The steal by Van Exel, and then an offensive foul on Ron Harper. So the Nuggets quickly can cut it to 5, maybe 4.
Yeah, Nick with the steal, the layup, only his second basket of the game, needs to assert himself this second half. And then a frustrated Harper with an offensive foul.
And Nick in the first half played 18 minutes, was 1 of 4 at 8 assists. Here's Nick, wide open 3. And Shaq with the long arms, and Nick nearly broke it up, but Bryant comes down with it.
How smart are the Lakers? And I'm going to wait and I'll tell you why. Just keep that thought in your mind. How smart are the Los Angeles Lakers?
Ron Harper and Raef LaFrentz picks up the foul. That is 3 on Raef as we look at our Toyota first half numbers. And remember how bad LA was shooting to begin the second quarter? They still finished at 50%.
Yeah, 50%, but the key one, I think, in their points in paint, 26 to 12 in the turnovers. 2 for the Lakers, 9 for Denver.
And one thing the Nuggets don't do is force a lot of turnovers. Over their last few ball games, they have forced just 13 turnovers a game, and I believe over their last 8 they have just 31 steals. That's a situation where you're just not pressuring the basketball enough. You got to come up with more steals, don't you?
And that's a kind way to, and we'll do the interpretation for modern English, you're not playing any defense.
Okay.
That's how you force turnovers or get steals. There's Lahead, who, speaking of defense, one of the better players out tonight still with that injury.
I was talking to Phil Jackson before the game, and he hadn't seen Lahead a lot his first 2 years in the league because he was playing in Sacramento, but he's seen him a little bit more this year, and he says, I really like what he can do. Here's Nick, fadeaway jumpers, got it, and you can tell right off the bat, Nick is going to be more aggressive in this half.
And he has to be in order for the Denver Nuggets to win. I said, why were the Lakers so smart? Who did they put Shaq on? Who did they start the second half with Shaq on? Well, they put him on Keon Clark. Offensively, as far as starters go, he was the one guy that kind of came to play, had 10 points, but not much of a presence from the outside. He has to do it from the inside. And nice job of switching Shaq over to Clark.
Nuggets dive the post. McDyess and Van Exel, and Harper sneaks inside. And that is one of the reasons that Shaquille O'Neal is among the leading big men in assists this year. It's not just scoring points and rebounding and blocking shots for Shaq. A career-high 3.8 assists tonight. Keon misses from 21 feet, and AC Green pulls it down.
One of the reasons to switch, Shaq will just stay outside and let Keon beat him 20.
And Shaq can still do that. 24 in the game for O'Neal.
Well, the one thing I don't understand, the one thing the Nuggets defensively on Shaq, and maybe everybody in the league has not done a good job on this year, once Shaq does catch it, you got to readjust. You can't body, they catch it, and then not readjust. I'll show you what we're talking about right here. AC Green, I think, gets the foul. But watch this. See Raef stand right in the middle of his back? All Shaq did, Drew, was turn to the middle. And where's Raef? Look, he was right in the middle of the back, still in the middle of the back. You've got to let him catch, adjust. If he can feel you, any great offensive post player can feel you with his body, you're already beat.
One thing he should do or shouldn't do is out-quick you. 4 to shoot it. The Nuggets got to get one up. Posey realizes that. And Bryant will start a fast break for LA. 4 on 4. And he'll pull up from the top of the key. McDyess, that's his first rebound. He took a shot to the eye from Ron Harper, and nobody blew the whistle. First rebound of the night for Antonio McDyess, and we're almost 3 minutes into the third quarter. Swing and roll. Nick will pull up from 3, and he drains the 3. Van Exel with 9, 7 here in the third. And that's the Laker lead, and they almost got careless on the inbound. Rice on a drive, and then he stopped. And I'll tell you what, that was a more difficult shot than he made it look.
Keon's got to do a better job. Can't be that easy for Rice, who's about as slow as my mom. And my mom, who used to be fast, isn't slow anymore. It's just too easy to the basket. I had to change that if my mom listens to the broadcast.
And she'll be angry at you again.
Saying she's not slow, she's not fast anymore.
But you've been in the doghouse since you're 12, never escaped. Nick will pull up three. Put it in the book. Nick Van Exel feeling it. 66-60, Denver within 6.
Phil Jackson telling his defense, you've got to extend and get to Nick quicker. Watch the next time he catches it. It's going to be a little head fake. He's going to drive and hit the layup.
Bryant bumped, and Kobe will go to the line. The foul is on Keon Clark. That's 2 on Keon.
Keon a little rough to start the second half as we look at the leading scores, brought to you by Subaru. Keon just really struggling defensively. Gatlin obviously the big scorer there from the bench, but Keon's got to do something with his feet. We just saw a drive go by him, Rice, who's not quick, and then you see Kobe come to the basket and he stands there. He's got to get better with his feet.
Nuggets will take care of the basketball, 67-60. Bryant with 9 in the game. He's 4 of 12 from the floor. And he's out to about 27 feet on Van Exel. Into McDyess. And he tried to get it off the glass, but Shaq affected the shot.
Shaq just let McDyess catch it and then set up. That's going to be a push.
McDyess got an undercut Shaquille O'Neal. That's 3 fouls on Antonio McDyess.
You know, here's what, and I don't know if people remember this guy, but he's coached them the CBA now. A guy named Raef LaFrentz. And he was obviously a lot bigger and a lot stronger than McDyess or LaFrentz. But what he would do against a guy who posts up as hard as Shaq does is he would let him body bunt, and then he just turn and move. And all of a sudden their momentum would carry him onto the floor.
Raef for 3. And the Nuggets starting to dial in from long distance. They're within 4. Second triple of the night for LaFrentz.
And watch and see as this game progresses, and if the Nuggets are able to stay in this game, they don't start pressuring LA full court as far as bringing the ball up.
Harper, no good. And the rebound of Van Exel, 3 on 2. Posey's open. Nick takes it himself. Nick the quick. The Lakers call timeout. Nick Van Exel has taken over here in the second half.
Williams?
Walters.
Right. Now we're having back pain?
Actually, it's my throat.
Right. No allergies, though.
Penicillin.
That would have been bad. Do you know your blood type?
No.
Well, it probably won't come up. Wait in there.
Hi.
Ever get the feeling some people just stop trying? At Avis, we know that people like to be taken care of.
With the car seat.
Right.
Individually.
Team inherits Pizza Hut empire.
We're gonna create the ultimate cheese pizza.
Is one cheese ultimate? I don't think so.
6 cheeses. That was me. I'm off to Wisconsin to get some more cheese.
The new Ultimate Cheese Pizza, loaded with the topping of your choice. 6 kinds of cheese, 50% more of it, and an incredible price. $8.99 medium, large, just $2 more.
It's a good price. We're not millionaires.
Well, you are.
Oh, yeah.
The Ultimate Cheese Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Odor eaters' feet are sweeter, fresher, cleaner, drier, neater. Look, foot odor is caused by sweaty acid. Only new Odor Eaters insoles have 100% more Arm & Hammer baking soda to start neutralizing odor-causing acid instantly. Odor's gone so fast, and it's guaranteed to last. Whether you choose insoles, powder, or spray. Odor Eaters' feet are sweeter. Odor Eaters' feet are sweeter.
down 9 at halftime, back within 2, courtesy of Nick Van Exel as we look at our Meineke game summary. Nick the Quick, 12 in the third quarter on 5 of 6 shooting. Shaq has 4 and 6 here in the second half. But the Nuggets getting it done behind Van Exel. And Phil Jackson said the same thing Doc Rivers said 2 nights ago. He said if Nick Van Exel plays well, we're going to have a problem, or at least a tussle. And a foul on LaFrentz, and that is 4 on Raef.
And that's a good call right in front of us. Raef's still moving, but once again, what do we say right before the break, right before Nick went crazy? Keon Clark has got to do something with his feet. I mean, I know he's a 6'11" guy trying to play small forward, but it's not like Glenn Rice is a speedster. There was no ball fakes. See, that's a foul. Raef's not a smart play. But there's no ball fake or anything, and Glenn Rice goes around you. I mean, that cannot happen. So the 4th foul, and you're going to sit down Raef LaFrentz. You should credit to Keon Clark. Poor defense so far in this quarter by Keon.
Rice has 16 after drilling both free throws. Haven't heard much about Glenn Rice not wanting to be in LA the last couple of months, have you?
Winning is fun.
Posey misses the open jumper off the screen. Kobe Bryant with a bounce in his step. And that's a foul on James Posey, according to Leon Wood.
Well, if officials are going to call touch fouls, in LA I think is in the bonus, they're going to shoot. Lakers only 1 team foul this quarter, Nuggets with their 5th. But if you're going to call fouls when guys drive the basket, Drew, what should you do? You should drive the basket. Posey said he turned his shoulder, was trying to avoid contact, and shouldn't have got called for that.
Well, I'll tell you what, the game against Orlando the other night, there were so many whistles you thought you were at the train station. And both teams went to the line a ton of times. The Nuggets made 35 free throws. Kobe goes 1 of 2 again. Nuggets actually get a gift there. Bryant, very good free throw shooter, just 2 of 4 tonight. Here's McDyess, power move. Antonio lost Robert Horry. You gotta like that move.
You gotta like it, and you gotta do it more often. Antonio's got to try to take this game over, and if Robert Horry's going to be his defender, he can take advantage of that. Remember, Gatlin was lighting up more in the first half.
There's a steal. Posey will run it down and throw it down. The Nuggets within 1.
I tell you what, Posey hurt his ankle. I don't know if it was on the takeoff or the land, but James Posey is injured.
Well, he's grimacing right now, and he is on Kobe Bryant.
So he's been setting Kobe up for that steal all game. You could see him just buying his time.
Right to Shaq, and he rolls inside, throws it down.
And it goes back to moving your feet. Remember, when Shaq gets the ball, the problem is you can't stay where you were. You have to move. And remember, what shoulder does he like to turn to most often?
He likes to turn left. Keon hits another jumper. 72-71.
But the problem is McDyess not wanting to pick up his 4.
And McDyess again backed off as Bryant went around Posey, who's playing hurt right now. Nick trying to run it down their throat. Gatlin wide open 3. And an air ball. And Bryant has Rice ahead of him. And a good hard foul by Chris Gatlin.
And I think a good call, just 2 free throws. Looked like he went for the ball. Gotta go for the ball. Ooh, that's awful close. Good thing is that no one was hurt. But at least you force Kobe to make 2 free throws.
Bryant at 84% on the year.
But I tell you what, Posey, when he made the steal and dunk, was hurt. And Dan Issel was going to sub for him. And now Posey sitting over the sideline saying, you know, hey, I like you, Ryan, but I'm okay. Dan pulled Bowen back to the bench, and Posey sticks in there.
sometimes when you have a mild ankle turn, the best thing to do is run it off.
Yeah, sitting down can be bad for him.
Oh, good pass. Nick found Keon Clark. Clark with 14. Nuggets have been energized here, but Shaq way too easy. 78, 73, 28 for O'Neal. He's 11 of 15.
Dan Issel had gotten to McDyess and saying switch up, let Keon guard Shaq, but Keon didn't get it.
Posey somehow ends up with the ball. Keon flips it back in. Nuggets need to get back. Bryant Shaw pushing it up on the near side. Glenn Rice in and out, stamped out by Gatling. Nuggets can get even with a three. Van Exel, the runner. Home. Antonio McDyess, take that.
They're going to switch Gatling over to Shaq. McDyess with the 3 fouls, trying to keep him safe.
Posey that time backed off. Shaq, though, gets the rebound. And he forced Bryant to shoot the jumper, but Shaq with another easy 2. His free ball rolls out for Posey, and Clark gets the rebound. 80-77 LA. The tempo is really picked up here in the second half. 2:40 to go. Nick from 12. They go long. Bryant on the run out. He almost blew it.
Well, Nick took the shot, and Bryant just ran through it, and no one watched him.
And we have a timeout. 2:33 to go in the third quarter. The Nuggets have battled within 5. They were down by 1 a moment ago. McDyess throwing it back home.
Odom to the hoop. Odom scores.
Howard running against Lynch. George right with him, but Juwan Howard gets it.
Oh, that'll get him on the fan side from Keon Clark. Head penetrate. Grabs it and throws it back where it belongs.
I can see you, a shining star. In my thoughts, you're never far. Little moments, light as air. Perfect days everywhere. We belong together, you and I, forever.
Tony Roma's presents Baby Back Ribs, co-starring our original award-winning barbecue sauce. So good, your family won't want to leave the restaurant. Now appearing for just $7.99 at a Tony Roma's restaurant near you.
Tonight on Fox Sports News, the final call for NFL great Dan Marino.
I will not play football again.
Farewell to a legend. Plus the big dance, ready to rock. A preview. Fox Sports News tonight.
The Lakers leading the Nuggets 82-77. Looking to put your sports knowledge to the test, and be sure to tune in to Sports Geniuses, the new nightly game show that will change the most knowledgeable of sports fans. That's Sports Geniuses, premiering March 27th on Fox Sports Net. Check local listings. Nuggets have the basketball down by just 5. And the catalyst has been Nick Van Exel, despite another big showing from Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq has 8 in the quarter, 30 in the game. Keon steps away, and the jumper too strong. Gatling's going to be called for a push-off, and I don't know.
And Dan Issel upset.
Push.
Remember, it was 2 plays ago. The next last bucket by LA, where Shaq pushes McDyess, grabs it, and lays it in. That's what Dan's upset about. Gatling gets called.
And again, the Nuggets are over the limit, so free throws coming for Glenn Rice.
And in just under 10 minutes of play, 6th personal foul this quarter by the Nuggets, and still only 1 on LA.
What the timeout allows is for Dan Issel to have a one-on-one conversation with Ted Birdhart.
Well, in my opinion, and whether it's rightfully so or not, and you've been doing games for years and years, you don't win many many arguments with officials. Now, you can hopefully make them aware of the situation, but I think the Nuggets have felt so sorry for themselves, and probably deservedly so, but I think they've been their own worst enemy with officials by complaining.
And then you get a reputation because officials talk to officials, right?
Yeah, exactly right. And you know what? It's fortunate or unfortunately, you get the same guys at least 3 or 4 times during the year.
One interesting thing tonight, you saw Bernie Fryer. 2 of the 3 officials working tonight played in the NBA. Bernie being one, Leon Wood being the other.
Bernie, I know, spent some time in Portland. This should be illegal on Kobe.
And it'll bring a technical foul. And you were all over it, Scott. It is on Kobe Bryant. And the good thing also, the shot clock was down to about 5, so the Nuggets will get 14 on the shot clock after the Van Exel free throw. And Nick spins it through, nothing but the cords. Van Exel 15, 13 here in the quarter. The Nuggets last time they were in LA led by 17 in the 3rd quarter, but then were outscored badly in the 4th. And this is on Bryant.
Kobe trying to anticipate the pass in. Bad angle by Nick to throw it in. Look how high he is. Kobe almost with the steal gets arm instead, but only the 2nd foul. But it is the 1st in the last 2 minutes. Rule in the NBA, if you foul twice in the last 2 minutes, your team gets free throws.
Fisher trying to stay with his former teammate Van Exel. Cannot. Gatling taps at it again, and finally comes to Ori. And too hot a pass to Bryant. A rare Laker turnover tonight. And the Nuggets, with 1:41 to go in the period, will have the basketball trailing by 6. And Chris Herron will come in, and Van Exel will hear it from the crowd as he goes out.
Dan wanted to get him a little extra rest. Now he'll have the minute 40 here. He'll get the quarter break, and then I wouldn't be surprised if you get him in either to start the 4th or as early as possible.
McDyess, Shaq backs off him. Antonio fires the jumper, and Fisher grabs the rebound in the middle of the paint. Dice is on Shaq. The Nuggets wanted to get the switch done. Gatling was going to cover him, and an offensive foul is called. It's on Derek Fisher.
Fish set the screen, then slipped it and had the layup wide open. Shaq, once again, as you pointed out, Drew, really got better looking and executing the passes to cutters.
Keon left alone, firing the jumper, and Bowen couldn't get to it. Bryant to Shaq, and Herron said, you know what, I'm not going to even get in the way.
Well, Herron's fault in the first place for just seeing the ball and not seeing people go behind him. Problem is now with Denver, who's your shooters?
Well, the one guy who just got fouled is one of them, Chris Gatling. Glenn Rice tagged him, and Gatling will have a couple of free throws. 49 seconds to go in the 3rd, 86-78, Los Angeles.
Gatling really dominating from the free throw line. But look at Shaq. See Herron go towards Bryant out at about 40 feet. Does not see Shaq come behind him. Gatling is all over the free throw line. Nuggets have shot 18 free throws. This is the 19th. This is Gatling's 10th free throw.
And Scott, how many times have we sat here and rolled our eyes at poor free throw shooting by the Nuggets? They're 18 of 19 tonight.
But the problem is McDyess, and I don't have the stats in front of me, but how many free throws has McDyess shot, or LaFrentz, or Van Exel? That should be charged. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they called it a block. Bernie Fryer says it's a block on McDyess, and that is 4 on Antonio.
And you hate with 36 seconds to go, your star player getting the foul. Look at McDyess. He turned his shoulder. I'm going to tell you what, from a guy who could take charges, that's the only thing I could do. You can't turn your shoulder, but he was set. The feet were set. He flinched. That's called flinching. Flinched a little bit to protect himself. Feet was set. Probably with Rice to McDyess, game's competitive. I call that a charge. But he did flinch, turn the shoulder just a little bit to protect himself. Sometimes take some stones, man. Take some stones to stand in there and take a charge.
People don't realize how physical a game it can be, but you were right. His feet were definitely set.
Yep.
Travis Knight has come in for Shaquille O'Neal. Glenn Rice, 87%er from the line. He doesn't miss. And he's 6 of 6 tonight. 20 points for Glenn Rice.
And how about the Lakers, who have the lead cut down to 3, I believe, or 1, never even lost composure. And here they are back up 8. Could be double figures going into the 4th quarter.
They didn't lose composure in LA when they were down 17. His foul is on Fisher again. And that will be the 5th on the Lakers. So a technical foul on the Laker bench. I don't know. Frank Hammond. Frank Hammond, one of the assistant coaches, gets teed up.
Frank right there leaning back in the green suit. That's when you get one of those you don't want to look at your head coach. Here misses the first of his free throws.
Well, he missed a tee, and now he'll get 2 more conventional free throws.
Jimmy Clemens sitting between Phil and Frank. Jimmy was laughing.
And now they're trying to look up. When was the last time Frank got a tee?
I'm sure he's had him before. Been around the league a long, long time. He's with the old Kansas City Kings. Sacramento for a while. Came over to Chicago, I want to say, around their 4th championship.
Nuggets have it down to 6. Shot clock is off. 18 to go in the period. Bowen is on Bryant.
Bryant just made a little move. Bowen jumped back about 10 feet. Bowen wants Bryant to have to shoot a jump shot.
And Bryant gets a shot he wants. And the Nuggets could get the basketball. And they catch a break, as the ball didn't go in on the tap. So 3 chapters closed in Denver, and the Nuggets right there with the Los Angeles Lakers, winners of 18 straight. A huge quarter from Nick the Quick. He had 13.
I chose the Tacoma immediately. Looks good, works good, won't let you down. I use my Tacoma to haul quite a bit of stuff. For a small truck, it has big truck power. Toyota's a perfect vehicle for our family, I think. That is one awesome truck.
I'm Kate Hamilton. I drive a 1999 Toyota Tacoma. I use my Tacoma for hiking, biking, camping, gardening. What more can I say? I love my Tacoma. It's a great little truck for me.
Real people, true stories, total satisfaction.
Williams?
Walters.
Right. Now we're having back pain?
Actually, it's my throat.
Right. No allergies, though.
Penicillin.
That would have been bad. Do you know your blood type?
No.
Well, it probably won't come up. Wait in there.
Hi.
Ever get the feeling some people just stop trying? At Avis, we know that people like to be taken care of.
With the car seat.
Right.
Individually.
Rouge series featuring the Intel Pentium 3 processor. Choose freedom. Choose Toshiba.
Every day your car faces another road test. If you want your car to pass it, get the brake, shock, and muffler service that always makes the grade. Get the Meineke.
At Meineke, you won't pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
Get the stopping power you need and the savings you want during the Meineke brake sale.
For a limited time, save 50% off lifetime brake pads and shoes at Meineke. At Meineke, you won't pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Avis. We try harder. And by Lakewood Fordland, home of the 6-month or 6,000-mile warranty on all used cars. Well, here we go. Fourth quarter from Pepsi Center. 12 minutes for the Nuggets to overcome a 6-point deficit. They trail 88-82 are scored by quarters. The Nuggets with a big third, 32-29. They got the lead down to 1 late in that third quarter. Drew Goodman, Scott Hastings, Todd Lichty. The Nuggets were down 59-50 at halftime. It'll be Herron, Gatling, Bowen, Keon Clark, and Raef LaFrentz to begin the quarter. Shaq's out there with Fox, Bryant, Fisher, and Robert Ory, and all the way to the glass, Chris Herron.
I like that move by Herron. Herron has got to make himself a threat when he's on the floor offensively.
Playing his best basketball of the year easily the last week. Here's Fox. Shaq sets him a large screen, and Chris Herron went up there to try to get the rebound with Raef LaFrentz. Is it going to be against LA? Yep, it's going to be on Rick Fox. And that's 4 on Fox.
Denver was going to go down, take advantage of the mismatch of Keon Clark against Rick Fox. Keon will step out as Posey gets back in the game. Now you got to look. The bad thing with this group in here, who are your scorers? Gatling, they've got to call on. LaFrentz has got to step up.
Herron's got nowhere to go, needs help, and he made that shot. Tell you what, Herron did a smart thing also. He got in Shaq's face right when Shaq was about to outlet the ball, prevented that. Bryant misses, and the Nuggets trying to get the rebound.
And Chris Herron,
have numbers.
And Herron's playing without a shoe.
You're right. He's going to shoot a 3 without a shoe, and he's going to hit it. Leave the shoe on the sideline. Don't put it on.
He's trying to call 20. Tell him he can't do that unless it's your ball. Now, Derek Fisher has got to take advantage of that, and he gives the ball up.
Maybe he doesn't realize. He gives it to Shaq. That's not a bad idea either.
Well, Gatley's sitting there looking at France, but Gatley's got to play better defense.
You know what's great? Chris Herron, he's a rookie, right, Scott? He looked at Dan, he goes, what should I do? Should I call a timeout? They goes, yeah, call a 20-second timeout. He wasn't even sure if Dan wanted him to keep going with that.
Look, there he is. He's jumping around, not playing. Hits the 3 right there. Look, he tried to give it away. Look at him. So he just swats up behind the 3. Don't need a shoe to shoot a 3. Now watch it. I want a 20. I want a 20. Oh, I can't get it. It's their ball. Sorry.
And then it was hilarious when he finally got it. He looked at Dan. He said, do I call a timeout?
Yeah, sure. Can I call a timeout? Here's the funny thing, though. And why I think Dan is a different coach now than he was the first time around with the Denver Nuggets is he would not have laughed at the situation, yet he was able to laugh during a crunch time of the game.
That's a great point. Dan said himself, he took everything way too seriously the first time around. So we're going to have more fun this time. Herron playing with more and more confidence. Here's Raef LaFrentz. Nuggets down by a 3 spot. Gatling trying to take Shaq on the reverse side. He rolled.
Nice job. Can't be afraid of the name on the back of the jersey. Every guy is a possible sucker, if you will. I mean, you got to go at everybody. It don't matter if it says O'Neal or if it says Fox on the back.
Here is the guy with Fox on his back, and on the floor, a foul on Ryan Bowen. And that will bring a timeout. Good start to the fourth. 9:53 to play. The Nuggets within 1.
Springtime in the Rockies means sale time at Pepsi Center Trading Company. Come in now for the best selection of the official merchandise of your Colorado Avalanche and Denver Nuggets. And while supplies last, receive up to 30% off of select jackets, fleece, and polo shirts. Pepsi Center Trading Company is open weekdays at the Pepsi Center and on Saturdays. Select merchandise is also available at the Team Store, 16th Street Mall at Court. The Pepsi Center Trading Company Spring Sale. And just like springtime itself, for a limited
The hit comedy you can't refuse is on Direct Ticket.
I can't marry you because my father's head of the Graziosi crime family.
I don't want to marry your father.
Dad. Try this. Forget about it.
Hey, forget about it.
Who's your friend? This is Mickey Blue Eyes. I don't.
What?
Hugh Grant.
Get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Here.
Mickey Blue Eyes on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV.
Okay, people, we got work to do. It's time to boogie. 5, 7, 6, 8. We take our job as NBA dance consultants. Very serious. I need more. Like this. You have to feel the music. River dance. Hey, able to do this. Nice. I like it. Give it up now, give it up.
Are you guys sure about this?
Absolutely.
The last word tonight at 11:30 Mountain on Fox Sports Net.
Nuggets within one of the Lakers. Todd Lichty with the big boss. Todd.
David Stern, thanks for joining us. You guys have made some rule changes this year. As you've traveled around the league, have you been happy with the changes?
Well, I think the game is more wide open. Teams are getting more shots. The game is not quite as physical as it was last year. And, of course, scoring is up. So on balance, we're very happy with the rules changes.
Any changes you're looking at for next year as far as the rules go?
I think the only issue we're focusing on is what seems like taking 45 minutes to play the last 3 minutes. We might look at the back-to-back timeouts in the last couple of minutes. But other than that, we like it.
Now, David, you played a huge role in the success of the NBA coming from the 80s to this point. As the NBA looks forward, where do you expand and how do you gain popularity worldwide?
In the next 5 years, 600 million people are going to be on the internet. Our fans are going to want to experience us in a completely different way, and the way we expand is by connecting on a one-to-one basis with those fans all over the world.
David, thanks so much for joining us. Drew, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you, and thanks to the commissioner. I think the NBA, as long as David Stern is involved, will always be great hands. Nuggets scrap for the loose ball. Ryan Bowen has it. 3 minutes in, Nuggets down 4 after the Ori 3. And Herron bumped hard and then throws Fisher to the floor.
Well, Herron's got to use the ball fake. It gets deflected, but let's see where the first contact is. Watch this. Can't make that pass. You see a little jump in by Derek and then maybe a little push by Herron, but you deserve what you get when you get a pass that should be simple deflected like that.
And an offensive foul on the screen. Shaq with his third.
That's a make good.
Do you know what that turnover, Scott? First turnover in the second half for the Nuggets.
And you know what? They're in the game. They're in the game. They had 9 or 10 turnovers in the first half. 9 turnovers for 10 points. LA in the first half, 2 turnovers, 0 points.
Herron, James Posey. Chris Herron getting it done, but he rolled his ankle. And Chris struggling to get back on defense. Fisher's man ahead, off to Shaq, and he was bumped.
Oh, late call. I think it's a good call, but I think it's a late call.
It's on Bowen.
Herron on the other end with a nice drive, and he is hurt. But nice penetration. There's Posey. Fox tried to take the charge, and when he did, he kind of tripped up Herron. See the little trip right there. Steps on Fox's foot when he comes down. Herron playing a big part of this comeback here in the last few minutes. Last minute or so of the third and first few here in the fourth.
Kobe Bryant's back in. Derek Fisher checks out. Shaq 39 last night, 35, now 36 tonight. Second to Allen Iverson in the league in scoring. First in field goal percentage, second in rebounding, third in blocked shots. Get this 6th in minutes played.
And how about tonight, 8 and 12 from the free throw line.
Herron on a hard drive. It would have counted. Would Chris Herron have even thought of trying to take Kobe Bryant a few days ago?
Well, they're calling it on Herron right here, or not Herron, but on the reach in right there. Pointing to Ron Harper. It was on Robert Horry. But Todd, and I said this in the first half, and I'll repeat it. Talked to Chris Herron before the game, and I don't know why, he keeps coming up to me and just, how you doing? And I said, who on this team could stop you one-on-one if you want to get to the hole? And you got to get a young guy's confidence up. He said, nobody. And tonight we have seen this 3 or 4 times, beating his opponent, the defender, and getting to the basket.
He's got a career-high 10 points. Keon Clark was saying the same thing about Chris because he played against him when Herron was at Fresno State. Keon was at UNLV. He said that's what he did. He penetrated all the time. Shaw for three. That's a big three. 98-92 at the 7:45 mark.
Big three from a guy who's shooting 25% from the three-point line. I think it's his second one.
And that's his second triple of the game. Herron uses Bryant again. Chris Herron is keeping Nick Van Exel on the bench. And right now, Nick walking to the scorer's table with a big grin on his face.
And Bryant ought to be happy he didn't get a foul when he went up in the air.
They lob to Ori. That's a turnover. Ryan Bowen with it. The scrap unit getting it done. Herron and Bowen. Gatling out there. Posey and LaFrentz, the only two starters.
Kobe is concentrating hard on this one. He wants to stop Herron.
Herron finds Posey. Three ball. And it was halfway down.
And the bad thing, who's the only guy under the basket, is Ryan Bowen. Almost comes up with the rebound. You got to find Gallon. You got to find LaFrentz on the offensive glass the last 6:50 of this game.
And a bumping foul. This one's on James Posey out about 25 feet from the hoop. We have a timeout. It is interesting at Pepsi Center. Denver trails the Lakers by 4. The Lakers have won 18 in a row.
It's Home Base Design and Decorate Days, where you can stretch your decorating dollars with incredible base buys in our home decor departments, like windows, lighting, kitchens, and bath. Now get 10% off all our beautiful special order kitchen and bath accessories. Decorative bath faucets usually $69.99 or just $49.99. And Colonist 6-panel interior doors are an incredible value of $19.97 each. Design and Decorate Days end soon, so go to the base. Home Base. We've got all the bases covered.
Oh, harder, swabbies. Siberia's still half an ocean away.
At the base, your drummer will never get there.
Oh, we'll sink.
Oh, can't you row without me drumming?
You'd be keeping the beat if you drank a Red Bull.
Red Bull?
Yeah, the energy drink. It revitalizes body and mind. You're all pumped up.
So's me brain. Forget Siberia. Let's do Bermuda.
What a genius.
Or even better, let's do Hawaii. It's boy for everybody.
Red Bull gives you wings. I need some suntan lotion.
Excuse me? Who's the only Super Bowl MVP to play for a losing team?
Sports Geniuses, the new game show that tests your sports IQ. Premieres March 27th on Fox Sports Net.
Denver Nuggets basketball is brought to you by Bernini, fine European clothing for men located in the Cherry Creek Mall. 98-94, Chris Herron is on the bench. Nick Van Exel back out there. The Nuggets have had their best game from their point guard tandem of the year. Now, Nick Van Exel's had some huge games, but the Nuggets have struggled behind Nick Van Exel. But Chris Herron tonight has a career-high 12 points, and he was taking it to Kobe Bryant in the last few minutes. Keon Clark, Antonio McDyess back out there, Posey, Van Exel, and LaFrentz. Bryant, difficult shot, not for him.
That is just a phenomenal move, and you know what? Great defense by James Posey. Those are one of those, you don't say anything, you just go on down, hey, good job.
16 for Bryant.
Now, I think Nick's got to push the issue on Kobe, try to get to the basket, pick up some fouls on him, get to the free throw line.
Here's McDyess, double clutches, and Bryant goes and snares the rebound. 194.
This group before this was getting the basketball and going to the basket.
If he makes this one, that was an impossible shot. Posey's open. Nick wanted to get it to him. Now Nick all alone for three.
Boy, Lakers, nice job blocking out underneath. Once you feel yourself blocked out as a good offensive rebounder, you cannot be satisfied. You got to try to move. If nothing more, maybe you create an opening for a teammate.
Statistically, they're the best rebounding team in the NBA, and they've displayed that tonight. Here's Shaw, another three ball. That's his third of the game, and he had 6 coming in. 103-94. That's how the Lakers beat the Nuggets in LA when the Nuggets were up 17. They went nuts from three-point range in the fourth quarter. And Bryant a reach in. 3 team fouls on the Lakers, 4 on the Nuggets.
Watch this, pretty good defense just moments ago. Watch, stays with Kobe, hand up, and that's just 2 points. Give to an all-star type player.
McDyess over Fox. Better shot that time from Antonio. He's got 14.
The starters came back in, and the lead went from, what, 2 or 3 points to back up over to 9. So the starters have got to get something going the last 5 minutes here.
Horry to Shaq. Outside Fox, who likes the 3. And Van Exel lost it to Bryant, and Bryant avoided Raef LaFrentz.
And the difference between one end and the other is one team blocks out, the other team doesn't.
That's just fundamentals. Deion Clark trying to go to work. And again, that other team boxes out. 1 shot and out for Denver. It's crunch time inside 4:20, and the Lakers lead by 9. Robert Horry just shoved Raef LaFrentz, no whistle.
Here's where, in the old days, the next guy that touched the ball, and they're going to call this on Keon, you level. And you send a message. Now, I'm not sure if Raef got pushed or if he just had some bad timing, or he went up to him and was laughing. Dan's not laughing right there, though.
Or he's looking at the Nugget bench right now and laughing like he got away with one. Yep, he shoved him, and I mean, you don't jump off 2 feet and land 4 feet from where you started, do you?
Well, Raef was trying to get the foul, but you know what? He did get pushed. He flopped a little bit. Maybe the officials thought he flopped too much, but he did get a hand in the back.
The Lakers always poised, always under control. They were threatened a moment ago. Right now, they have an 11-point lead with 4:05 left. The Nuggets need to be special in the final 4 minutes.
Now there's a Chevy Venture with flip and fold seats and a built-in entertainment system.
I knew I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque.
Introducing the new Warner Brothers edition from Chevy Venture, the most versatile minivan ever. One quick call can help you learn more.
Get 0% APR or $1,500 cash back on any Chevy Venture model, including the popular Venture LS. See your Chevy dealer today.
Team inherits Pizza Hut empire.
We're gonna create the ultimate cheese pizza.
Is 1 cheese ultimate? I don't think so.
6 cheeses. That was me. I'm off to Wisconsin to get some more cheese.
The new Ultimate Cheese Pizza, loaded with the topping of your choice. 6 kinds of cheese, 50% more of it, and an incredible price. $8.99 medium, large, just $2 more.
It's a good price. We're not millionaires.
Well, you are.
Oh, yeah.
The Ultimate Cheese Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
My name is David, and I'm in 4th grade. Today, my schoolmates and I went to a reading workshop. I was really excited because Keith Van Horn from the New Jersey Nets was there. He was a lot taller than I thought. Keith explained how important reading is and how fun it can be. I already like to read, but he showed me that reading is cool too. Today was a good day.
107-96, 4:05 to play from Pepsi Center. The last word comes your way tonight at 11:30 in the Mountain Time Zone. Jim Rome will have on UConn head coach Jim Calhoun and Ohio State head coach Jim O'Brien, as we are just a couple of days away from the start of the NCAA tournament. That's the last word tonight with Jim Rome at 11:30 Mountain Time. This was during the timeout. Rocky having fun with Ron Harper, and I think Rocky got the worst of that. Nuggets 1 hoop in the last 2.5 minutes. McDyess turnaround drops it through.
Well, since the Nuggets starters came back in at about 6:46, they'd been outscored 9-2 until that bucket. So they've got to come in, and it's tough sometimes when you sit down and they're cold for a while, but you've got to come in a game you want to win, in a tight game, and you got to perform.
Bryant jump stop is taken away by James Posey. 3-on-2 on the outlet. Van Exel leans in, and Nick gets the roll. And it's down to a 7-point game. 17 for Van Exel.
How about James Posey? Got to be impressing the way he likes to play and the way he can play defense.
Shaq, good defense by McDyess. Here comes Denver again. Nick gets it back. It's a 2 if it goes. And the rebound to O'Neal. Picked off by Van Exel. Good hustle by Nick. Bryant got him in the side.
Little hip flexor. And he's hurt.
Yeah, he still hasn't made it across half court. McDyess, double team. Antonio off to Keon. Keon will shoot from long range. He didn't want to shoot that, you can tell.
It's not who you want.
Take it away. Posey will shoot the 3. Put it in the book. No, they say it's a 2.
Stepped up, put the foot on the line just by an inch. It's going to force LA to take a 20-second timeout, and good for Denver because Nick Van Exel has got a busted hip right now.
107-102, so the Nuggets come rallying back on a 6-0 run.
Watch this. Look at Nick. He's almost out of bounds. Sees Kobe, who burned him a while ago. He jumped in the air. Kobe just kind of stopped and got his hip on Van Exel's hip. See if we can see the foot of Posey. His toe was on the line. See that right foot. Ted Barnard right there on the call.
James Posey with 14. You know, it's been a rough stretch for the Nuggets, but one thing that kind of gets you a little bit excited when you talk about individual play and young players getting better. Aaron, we've talked about that tonight. Keon Clark, obviously. James Posey.
Yeah, Posey, I think, has been solid all year. I mean, he has moments when he struggles, but I like James Posey. I like what he brings to a team. I like what Ryan Bowen brings to a team. You know, he's not going to score a lot, but gosh darn, what's wrong with giving a lot of effort? And I think that's what Posey and Bowen do as well as anyone.
More on James Posey, who had a tough assignment tonight. Kobe Bryant for much of the night. Let's check in again with Todd Lichty. TL?
Thanks, Drew. At the opener tonight, I talked about the defense on Kobe Bryant. James Posey's had a pretty good offensive game, but tonight he's done a pretty nice job against Kobe Bryant. Kobe only 8 of 20 from the floor with 20 points. Should have probably picked up a charge there. James has made it very tough for Kobe to score his points. Made him work at the offensive end. You see the nice steal there going the other way, guys.
All right, Todd, thanks much. The Lakers have out-rebounded the Nuggets 45-35. Check this out. When they win the glass, they're 40-1 this year.
Wow.
Ryan Shaw, Kobe Bryant, Robert Horry, Glenn Rice, Shaq on the floor. As you see that O'Neal leads the Lakers. They've been well balanced tonight with 9. Nuggets have Posey, Van Exel, LaFrentz, Clark, and McDyess. The lead down to 5. 2:20 to play.
Oh, nice steal. Nice job getting Rice out a little further. Bad job of allowing Shaq to get that deep. You got 2 guys on a baseline to baseline screen, and that's going to be 5 on Antonio. No way that a guy can get that wide open.
The Nuggets are over the limit.
See, look where Shaq is. I mean, it's too low, and he just goes up through the arms and gets the foul. You got a big-on-big screen. Whoever set the screen has got to stop and allow O'Neal to run through your body, maybe pick up a charge.
36 points for Shaq. Crunch time free throws. Lately he's been hitting them, and he's got the first. Rice goes out. Fox comes in, a better defender for Phil Jackson.
How about Shaq on the free throw line tonight?
5 in a row, Scott. And on the evening, 10 of 14. There's nothing wrong with that from a guy who's 7'1" and, what'd you say, 492 pounds?
Yeah, 492.
109, 102. And this one is going to be on the Lakers. And it was on, I think it's on, is it on Bryant?
No, Fox. Fox pushing back on McDyess.
That's 5 on Fox.
Well, Nick's got to do a better job coming off the screen. They've got to get a better angle to make the pass. And it's tough to criticize somebody who's played as well as he has, especially the second half. But I'd like to see him get lower when he makes the entry pass.
Here's McDyess, who's in deep. And offensive foul's called. A hook. McDyess is gone. Let's see if he reaches around.
Watch the right hand. That's what it's going to be called on. He got there for just a little bit, not much, especially since he was going to pass the basketball.
So McDyess is gone. 31 minutes, 8 of 15 from the floor, 16 points, 2 rebounds.
Goes back to McDyess maturing as a player. Now he's feeling sorry for himself, and he can't stay in a basketball game. But you know, you can't in this league wrap around, even if it's a little bit. And he leaves the game not being aggressive because he doesn't shoot any free throws.
Yep, Gatling, as you saw, has had a nice ball game. He's in there. He's got to cover Shaq. Nuggets trying to give him help, and the help arrives, and also the whistle arrives. The foul on Chris Gatling. So Shaq at the stripe, trying to extend the Lakers' 7-point lead. After the game, as always, Fox Sports News. They'll get you caught up on everything. Dan Marino, I thought retired today. Maybe they've broken a story. Utah and Chicago. And all the other NBA and NHL action. Dan Marino did retire today. 110-102 as Shaq has hit another. You know, he's shooting better in the fourth quarter than he did early in the game.
Yeah.
He's got a little arc on it.
This has got to be some kind of a record for Shaq, hitting 7 free throws in a row. Wow.
That's scary. That was the only part of his game that was lacking.
The Outback has finally come to town. Introducing the Subaru Outback Sedan. A completely new kind of car that combines the rugged traction and control of full-time all-wheel drive with a decidedly uptown look.
My kind of town.
Outback Sedan, yet another first from Subaru.
In tennis, the advantage of the two-handed backhand is obviously power because you're using both hands. But it also is deceiving because in a split second you can change the direction of the ball that you hit. Your opponent never knows if you're going to rifle it down the line or rip it cross court, and I like that.
Knowledge is the edge. At Invesco, it's the approach we use to make money for investors. You should know what Invesco knows.
The hells we have lived through and live through still have sharpened our senses and toughened our will. The night has been long. This morning, I looked through your anguish right down to your soul. I know that together we can be made whole. And still, we rise.
The Lakers lead by 9. You hate to say it, but that is former Bronco Shannon Sharpe, now Baltimore Raven. Fans, the Colorado Lottery is giving you another way to win. Now you can win your favorite Nuggets or Avalanche autographed player jersey. Simply mail your non-winning lotto ticket or a 3x5 card with your name and phone number to Fox Sports for your chance to win. The Nuggets are seeing their chance to win dwindle. Down 9. Keon, jump hook, too strong. And then another defensive board for the Lakers. Scott, to me, that's been the difference in this basketball game. The Nuggets have hung tight with the Lakers, but the Lakers have been the better team on the glass on both ends.
Haven't given up a lot of cheap offensive rebounds, and I think that's the biggest key. No easy baskets. The baskets that Denver has scored, for the most part, have been ones they've worked for.
How about that pass? Shaq to Bryant Shaw, and that's the coup de grace. 113-102, 105 to go.
And you know what? I'll bet you this, and I don't know if he has one already this year. I think Shaq gets a triple-double this year. And I think it's because of the way he passes the basketball.
That'll count. Gatling fouled by Bryant. 23 for Chris Gatling. By the way, Bryant Shaw has 11 off the Laker bench tonight. One of his best outings of the year.
And how about this for a man who's as big as Shaq is? Goes 46 minutes last night. If he plays this minute right here, he'll play 44 in tonight's game. That's back-to-back.
And he's got 40 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. There's the three-point play by Gatling. Well, the Nuggets distinction time just to 13 during this Laker 19-game streak. Score 100 points against the Lakers. The other two, the Clippers and Sacramento last night. Shaw is fouled on the way up, and that also gives us an opportunity to tell you about our Pizza Hut player of the game. Was there any doubt? Shaquille O'Neal. 7 assists, by the way.
Tell you what, you like a guy who in 20 attempts makes 14 of them, high percentage shots, but you gotta like a guy who struggled at the free throw line his entire career, going 12 and 16.
Kobe, excuse me, Shaq is, always a walking press conference wherever he goes with 400 microphones shoved in his face. And that's been a topic of conversation the last couple of weeks, how well Shaq has shot free throws. Bryant and O'Neal last night scored 35 plus as the Lakers knocked off Sacramento 109-106, team from behind to do it. The last two Lakers to surpass 35 in a game, you were right on one of them. Jabbar and Gail Goodrich, the lefty. On March 5th, 1976 against the Warriors.
Didn't realize that Kareem and Gail had played together. Gail had gotten a Chamberlain for some years.
Wow. That's pretty good backcourt. Goodrich and West. Well, Scott, you've seen the Lakers a few times this year. They're going to make it 19 in a row.
You know what?
How good is this team?
It's good, and it's been good for the last 4 or 5 years, but the difference between good and great is how smart they have gotten as the season has progressed. They don't give up cheap baskets. They play hard every night, and that's what champions are made of.
Kobe's fouled, and you know what else? They're a much better defensive team than they've even thought about being the last couple of years. Would you agree?
Yeah, they're better defensively. They're more unselfish. I think, to be honest with you, as great as Kobe is, they've gotten him a little more under control. Doesn't feel like he has to score and do something every time he touches the basketball.
Yeah, it's kind of a ho-hum game by Kobe Bryant standards, but that was his 21st point. He has 9 rebounds and 5 handouts. The Nuggets have played the Lakers well this year. They have 1 win, they had 1 blowout loss, but their last 2 ball games, they've made the Lakers work. Final possession, 14 seconds left. Keon lays it in. For Keon Clark, he has 18 points tonight. The Lakers streak rolls on. 19 in a row for Los Angeles. Their second longest streak all time. They own the longest NBA win streak ever. 33 games back in the early 70s. 118-108 the final. In a second half that was entertaining, and I'm sure gave Phil Jackson some consternation at different junctures. Chris Herron played well for the Nuggets tonight. James Posey played well. Nick Van Exel had a good third quarter. The Nuggets gave themselves a chance, at least in the second half.
Yeah, and signs, and you said it, I think, in the middle of the fourth quarter, things to look for. They can now unfocus from this playoff thing and focus about getting themselves better and getting themselves an opportunity next year, maybe, to make the playoffs. But you're right, Chris Herron played well. Posey played well. LaFrentz struggled, and I think that's where, and I've said this a number of times, when he plays well, I think the team plays well. They've got to start getting more from Raef on a consistent basis offensively.
Yeah, he got in foul trouble again tonight and finished with just 6. Clark had 18, McDyess 16, Van Exel 17. Gatling 25 points, 10 rebounds. Again, Shaq had 40 points. Rice had 20. Bryant had 22. The final score, Los Angeles 118. The Nuggets 108. The Nuggets will play tomorrow night against the Clippers. They've lost 6 in a row. Again, the Lakers now 19 straight. They are 53-11. The Nuggets 26-37. That'll do it for Scott Hastings and Todd Lichty. I'm Drew Goodman saying so long from Pepsi Center. Tomorrow night we'll be in LA as the Nuggets take on the Clippers. 8:30 in the Mountain Time Zone, 9:30 Central, right here on Fox Sports Net. You've been watching Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net. Coming up, as always, Fox Sports News. They'll get you caught up on everything. Talk to you in about 21 and a half hours.